about the beginning because we talked off camera, but it sounds like we had a. Unfortunately, I didn't go as far as you did, but we had a similar background with parents buying us some plastic weights as a present. Was that right?
That
That's
was
how it
it.
all started.
Yeah, I asked my mom and dad for a set of weights for Christmas,
Right.
and they
How old
got
was
them
that?
for me. I was around 11 years old
Oh,
at
okay.
that time. You know, they got me a set of plastic weights. York barbell with the plastic and I guess the clay on the inside of them. And with that came a small book, Charles Atlas. So that was my Bible. After I entered my first competition in South Carolina, you know, with the underwear on from Kmart, I did well, and I then began to train a little harder. Well, I was training hard anyway, but got more information on training, you know, being around some of the older bodybuilders. I would pick up different points from them, and I entered what is called the Palmetto, the Mr. Palmetto, which was in Greenville, South Carolina. At the age of 18, that I won that show. Then a few months later, I entered the Mr. South and won that show. And in both of those competitions, you know, at the age of 18, I beat men that was 30 years old and 40. So that said to me, hey, maybe you got something special here. And then I went on in 1979 to enter and win the Mr. Teenage America. And man, when I won that, you know, beating over 100 teenagers from all over the United States, it then said to me that maybe later some of my friends said to me, as Tony saw me walk out on the stage to present, he said, the bodybuilding world is in trouble. That guy got something real special. And so I won Atlanta, USA, 1982, which qualified me for the Junior Nationals. I won that in 1982, which then qualified me for the NPC Nationals. I won that piece from the guys who actually get there.
Right.
They get there. We don't look for no excuses. It's do or die. You know, and it's a weird thing, but it's just nothing you can learn.
Do you think you can develop that sort of belief in, or develop your mind to kind of have that confidence? Because I guess, as you said, it applies in business, it applies in, personal goals of wanting to do something to achieve. Do you think these are things that you should practice and develop?
Yeah, I think, you know, one of my buddies I learned years ago, well, my dad would say to me, you know, these guys you see out here in the world of bodybuilding, whatever, they put, or any man, he put his pants on one leg at a time, just like you do. He said, whatever you do, son, do your very best. He said, don't have but do anything. That's how I was raised. Don't have but do anything. Then I had my grandpa backing that up. I'll never forget. He caught me dragging a ladder one day. My grandpa.
That or do you know any people at that time that are probably also genetically gifted, got the right sort of body types, but probably didn't ever do that?
One of the people I put my eye on, that I felt was the most truly D, truly dumb, your attitude is not the same. You find people who come from trying situations, they have a tendency to launch forward and do great things because they they don't have all these other opportunities in front of them. So whatever they grab their hands to, they maximize and take it to a whole nother level.
So I think what you're saying, whether it's sport, business, that really, yes, people probably do have a lot of,
well, I've done enough. That was his attitude. He never achieved his full potential.
And what was your sort of attitude at that time in the gym?
I wanted to make sure nobody was out training me. No one was being more disciplined as far as their nutrition is concerned. Nobody was taking care of your natural potential. That's the other side, because science can be your friend, along with great genetics, can be your friend. Also, it can be your downfall if you don't get the right science. Because I always tell, when I'm talking to in college, I talk to students, particular athletes, once you meet somebody head to head, they have great genetic potential and you have great genetic potential. The thing that's going to separate you is your science. Science is what we did here at Mr. Olympia. But then you also have functional massage training program suitable for your age and suitable to where you are and who you are. which is extremely important to setting up training programs.
Yeah, and I know you've got it on the book, exiting the industry. Obviously, at the moment, the trend's really kind of self. But we all, I'm 48 this year. We want to look. We want a good body. We want muscle. What's your approach to that? Do you have to?
Would be legs, quads, and hams. Wednesday would be back push, shoulders, back pull, shoulders push, calves, abs. Best training program. There was enough training frequency to develop quality for the physique. At the same time, enough time to recover for the next workout. Right. Now you ease out, check, ease out, check, ease out, but never. Okay. Because it's crazy. If you're going to bend down, you wouldn't bend down slow in slow motion. You would bend down, then you come up. Because as long as there's something bad going to happen when you go against the mechanics of what's natural for the body.
That's interesting.
You got guys do, curls and they're coming down real slow. It's a negative. You're not going to get any growth from a negative. All you're doing is putting stress on your ligaments and tendons. They want to make.
I'm kind of in between both, still doing some of the stupid things, but it does make sense. We still want to be around when we're 60 and moving around and doing cool stuff, and your body will wear itself out, I guess. Won't it?
That's right.
So just going back then to the, because we've gone around a little bit, but you had the year, you predicted the change in the world of bodybuilding. How did you go from there to the Olympia?
Well, it's a stage, when you hit pounds less, 4 weeks later, couldn't figure out what happened. I placed third, which was great in the first Olympia. But I went back, me and Dr. Fred Hatfield sat down again, and we went over all the meal plans, I said, Lee, hey man, you're just not eating enough. You didn't eat enough. Went back to the drawing board, entered the night
building. You've had the ultimate ripped physique that everybody's dreaming for. There's low carb diets, there's fasting, there's all that stuff.
Okay, let me just make it plain. Low carb is for fat boys. If you look like a poke the pig in all season, you're fat. You got to burn this stuff off. When you burn it, trying to get rid of all the weight through aerobics and starvation, your muscle is not going to have that on there because you've got too many carbs. The body's going to feed on the carbs, and the fat is going to stay where it's at. So you have to be smart in knowing how to manipulate. I recommend never going below 50 grams of carbs. Never going below 50 grams of carbs. Zero carbohydrates for me, keto for me, as you want to call it keto. We just said, just lower your carbohydrates or carbohydrate depletion. It was around 100, 150 grams of carbs.
Yeah. So thanks for that. That's cleared up a lot of things. Also, it got me thinking as well about diet again. So 84, that was the first year you won the Olympia then, is that right? What was that like?
Well, man, it's like a dream come true. I mean, golly, winning the Mr. Olympia, it's a miracle in itself. And, combination of all those two. That was awesome.
Right. And they say, certainly a lot of people with interview and a lot of people with success always talk about the group of people around them, the sort of 5 closest people. Who were the people around you at that time?
Well, you know what? As I trained for my show at that time, for the whole Olympia reign, first Olympia, which are you asking?
The first one you won, what was the sort of, who were those people?
Joe and his wife are very beautiful people, love Joe, still live together. He was always there. Never did. Cousin was told each other, love. As a matter of fact, it was him and helped me cut the go to my first gift certificate. And I love him always. He's always life was good. I
Games, which is my own NPC vet. This will be the 4th year they're in Atlanta. It's an NPC national qualifier. We had 370 athletes last year. Twiddly dee, twiddly dum. He had to be successful. He didn't have a lot of choices. So he had to really sink his teeth into bodybuilding, as I had to sink my teeth into bodybuilding. It's either do or die. When you find, it was that way for Arnold. It was that way for Robbie. You find athletes who have to face challenges of survival, like, in such a way, we rise to be a upon them for counsel, and that makes all the difference. You can't be in a world within yourself. You haven't been there, done that, find out and talk to somebody who has.
Yeah.
Save you a lot of trouble.
And as an athlete and a businessman, have you also found that business is, have you had a lot of ups